Hello and welcome to the latest episode of my Retro Vintage Nostalgia Corner. I'm your host, VM Campos. So let's say you've been wanting to get into vintage retro tech, but don't know when to start. Well, this video is just for you. I'm going to show you one of my favorite pieces of nostalgic retro vintage technology, which is very affordable and very, very cool. So it's in this box here, but let's open it up and see what it is. Okay, actually, let me tease you a little bit more to show you that this cost me $9. Vintage 80s. What could it be for only $9? Let's find out. I seem to have also gotten a free agricultural 2026 calendar. What? Ooh, this is kind of amazing. So, okay, I guess this is the bonus. Calendars. Physical calendars are a nice way to digitally detox. Get yourself a cool agricultural calendar. So thank you, seller, for the freebie. All right, here we go. A vintage clock radio. This is what you need to have if you're really going to get into vintage technology. This is one of the best things to first start your collection with. Look at this gorgeous little thing. In my case, I got the GE digital clock radio. It's got to be cleaned up a little bit, but I can't wait to use it. Let's inspect it for a bit. So we're going to have the LCD panel on the left, some gorgeous red tones, I'm sure. We have AM and PM, battery backup. That's for the alarm. It'd be amazing if this actually ran on batteries. No, it's got to be plugged in, but it takes batteries. If you set an alarm, in case the power goes out, the alarm will still work because it's got a battery. So then we've got the full spectrum of AM and FM radio. I know we've all got our streaming platforms and the Spotifys and our libraries in our phones and such, but this bit of retro tech, the nostalgia of radio, you really got to give it a try. Free music playing. All you need is the right device, and this is it. AM, FM radio. It still works, even though the technology is literally decades old. It still works. All right, what else? At the top, we've got turn on sleep, wake, set your minute, set your hour. Okay, this one should be set to off first. Snooze right there if you don't want it to actually wake you up. On the side, we've got the volume. Let's turn that down for a moment before our ears are blasted so we can have full power there. We'll turn it down to 0 for a moment, and we can tune it. Just this classic tuning dial right here, and what it does, then it takes you to the frequency to listen to the music. We'll start at the bottom frequency and move up. Here in San Diego, we should have some cool radio station right here, 91.1 or so. We'll hear for that in a moment. We're switching between AM and FM. So AM is usually a really weird wasteland of stations that just have some crazy people yelling stuff. But FM is where you're going to actually find great music and the like. So we'll put it on FM. On the back, nothing much there except the power cable. I notice this is an ungrounded and bent kind of a plug. It's also got to be cleaned up a little bit right there. I will do so a little later. And at the bottom, some information about do not disassemble it and so forth. Made in Malaysia. This is the model number 74612B. And hopefully there isn't a battery here that is utterly corroded. Come on, lucky numbers. Okay, good. No battery which is corroded. So this will take a 9-volt battery to save you in case the power goes out. So off camera, I'm going to do a quick cleaning of this plug, then I'll plug it in, and we'll see if we can hear some amazing tunes. So I'll give this device a more thorough cleaning a little bit later. I just want to test out if it works at the moment. Let's plug it in. All right, there were no sparks over there. And over here, ooh, there we go. We're seeing the actual screen. Let me turn down the lights for a moment. We've got that beautiful 80s red glow. Let me set the time and then we'll try the radio. Let's see, press hour, I suppose. Okay, there we go. So we're on 3 a.m. Nope, let's go to our current live time. When am I actually recording this? It's 8:22 p.m. All right, there we go. It's got the perfect time. Now, the part that I really want is the radio. Even though this looks beautiful, of course. Let's get a close-up there. Just these beautiful LCD panel. Turn the lights back on. We'll get over to the on mode and then turn up the volume. We should hear static if we're not tuned to the right station. So static. Just that's a classic sound there, just the static of the airwaves. So I'll turn up the static and then we'll dial through the airwaves and try to tune into a radio station. There should be one at 91X. All right, so it tunes and it's pretty loud coming from the built-in speaker, right?
Cooking tips.
Cooking tips.
Information at KPBS.
Is dead. It's also going super viral because of the hoodie trend on TikTok. Either way.
Mira qué padre, platíqueme, ¿a quién le vamos a hablar? Tú puedes andar con quien sea. Up at the dealership.
HBO Max has a series from...
Honestly, the audio quality sounds amazing, way better than I thought. So let's just kind of go up the dial all the way to the end and listen to what happens to be playing right now at that moment that I unbox this radio.
In the National Football League, I want you to line up with this.
Worst part of my life.
That Mark found taco.
Number one in new music.
One of my techniques that I can give you is just move this dial very, very little bit, very sparingly to dial it in. I found that if you go slowly here, not even one full turn from here to here, just go slowly and you can usually dial these pretty well.
Buscaba el muchachito ese curiosito.
Breaking up was easy in the night.
Vemos.
And there we go. We're at the end of the dial, but those were dozens of stations in dozens of styles of music all floating around for free over the airwaves. All you need is a radio. And as we saw, I paid $9.99 for this on eBay. Gotta clean it up a little bit, but it sounds great. It dials very smoothly, and it's got that classic red LCD. I hope this inspires you to pick up your own clock radio. Go check Facebook Marketplace. Go check a local thrift store or swap meet. Go to eBay, or maybe even ask your relatives, hey, do you still have your old clock radio? And they'll say, yeah, I use my iPhone now. You want it for free? Then you might get a well-loved radio from back in the old days. This has been VM Campos, and I hope you come back to my retro vintage nostalgia corner next time.